I'm ready for war. Tell them I'm ready for war. I'm ready for more.
Today, from Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos taking on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. And off we go from Denver. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Charger offense readying for their first possession, and it's Justin Herbert at the helm in his second season now out of Oregon.
About the only thing that didn't go right for Justin Herbert in his rookie season, the team's overall record. The offensive rookie of the year in the NFL was the fourth rookie with over 4,000 yards passing, just 38 yards short of the rookie record set by Andrew Luck in 2012. In addition, he set the single-season record for passing touchdowns by a rookie with 31, breaking the mark of Cleveland's Baker Mayfield. This young man's potential, limitless. That's why so many people wanted to be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers and help open up the stadium big in 2021.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Here is Eckler. He'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Herbert now. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded just inside the 20. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Block. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Locke. A throw left side, hold in by Hamler. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They were looking to throw, holding on a big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually got to pick up a holding call.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Throwing now is Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Locke working out of the gun. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And got his man complete. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. Touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking comfortable here in season number 2. He looked comfortable in season number 1 for that matter, but what's the game plan for defending and trying to limit him?
Oh, you've asked a really difficult question there because you're right. Year 1, he looked like a 5-7-year veteran, and he's only going to continue to get better. But with a guy who throws such a pretty ball and has such a great arm, throwing the long ball has got to be a blast for him. He wants to push the ball downfield. Doesn't mean he can't make all the other throws, but I want to take those away first and make him beat me by being accurate and dinking and dunking all the way downfield.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
It's not easy playing the corner, is it? A lot of times you got to defend against the pass, but sometimes you have to play against the run. How about the job he did there, crashing inside to make that tackle for a loss?
And second down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Pulled in at the 24, pushing through the contact. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 14-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Possession switching back now to the Chargers. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need?
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A shotgun throw for Stick. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll be out right at the 35.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Running on first down, Eckler. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. 43 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On the give, this is Eckler, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Stick from the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keon Crossen. And the Broncos are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
After the turnover, here's Locke. This one swung out to Williams. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Here's Locke to throw. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Locke now on first down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
And that'll be incomplete. Now they took their shot, but the coverage up to the task, and it forces a fourth down. A field goal would tie it, but they want more. They're going for it. Locke to throw for it on fourth. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a first down.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on fourth down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the first down. It's now first and goal.
And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's James. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And some room to work. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 58 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. He and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. He finds his man complete. That's James. And he is going to have the Chargers first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. From the 22, Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. Touchdown, Chargers! Austin Eckler with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Khalif Raymond now. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. And the highlights roll, and there have been a lot of them.
He is absolutely stuffing the stat sheet, isn't he? I mean, you name it, he's doing it. Getting in the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Williams running left. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Now Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen.
Past the 20. Touchdown! Keenan Allen, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal...
A battle for it, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the rookie Asante Samuel.
And the Chargers will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we're at halftime. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter three is underway.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it to 26.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought...
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
That is taken in by the tight end Fan. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton, 68 yards. And the Broncos will extend their lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of...
Williams loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too.
Touchdown! Noah Fant, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Broncos capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. McManus now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
Stephen Weatherly, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Back to throw here, Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And this one will be touchdown right at the 30-yard line.
The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there.
A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A huge play there for Denver.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said we've been run over, run around, run through all game long.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point from McManus is good, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger offense making their way back out there. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
2nd and 7. A handoff. It's Eckler. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Herbert on 3rd down now. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. He's hoping to take what has been a good game here and make it a great game. But so far, solid, and we're still in the 3rd quarter.
And there's nothing wrong with solid. You want to be that. You want to be reliable. You want to be a guy.
He's got him in. Complete. The 20. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, 81 yards. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And we see James. He will now return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bradley Chubb in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Chargers on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. Sheds off the tackle. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Chargers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Gonzalez good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Raymond now on the return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
This has 7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it?
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Javonte Williams with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. L.A. readies for its next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I notice you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. Now it's Herbert. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Herbert back to the air. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Throwing on first down is Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On 2nd and 10, Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Chargers. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
That's going to be a long day. That's going to be
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Looking to throw. Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interception.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie corner, Pat Surtain. And the Broncosians are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll actually throw it with Locke. Sliding out of the pocket. This pass caught by Hamler. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Locke now to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Forced out to his left. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And that was a whole lot of open open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Caught by Allen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down? You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
One last throw here for Herbert. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football.